Hey, what is up, friends? How is it going? Happy Friday. It is Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. We are here. We're unboxing the next Carcosa, the next Arkham horror expansion, which is Carcosa, and I am really excited to start this one. I've heard amazing things about it, and so we're going to be unboxing this today, just the Investigator expansion. We'll be going through the campaign starting next week. We're going to be doing that absolutely blind and excited to start all of that. I'm just making sure because I did change a couple of things that I'm not echoing, but I'm pretty sure y'all would tell me if I was. So yeah, we got the path to Carcosa. We're going to be unboxing this and then building 2 decks. And so let's go. How's it going? We're going to be building 2 decks. So we're going to be building the Diamond's Edge. Hey Maddie, how you doing? Last time on Arkham Horror. Yeah, I'm excited. It's, you know, we've taken a little bit of a break from Arkham ever since we finished the Edge of the Earth campaign that I was streaming with D20, and so we're diving back into it. We're running a solo campaign, however we are going to be running it 2-handed, and so with that we're going to be building 2 decks. I put it up on YouTube, and the final was running a Seeker and a Guardian. So we're going to be building a Seeker and a Guardian deck. I think I'm going to choose one of those 2 from the investigators in this box. Honestly, like, I don't know any of the investigators in this box. This was a card of the day at one point. She was, but I don't know anything about her. So we'll see. But yeah, so we'll be building that, and then the other one, whichever one I don't choose, we'll run with an investigator from a different set that I have not played yet. But I'm hoping that you all can help me figure out who I should run and who the best are to run. Wait, there's a poll on your YouTube channel. There sure was. So it was a little biased towards Seekers. So it was kind of like, what classes should I run? And it was Seeker with the other 4 classes, and then kind of an Are You Crazy? Don't run a Seeker. That one almost won out. We did barely squeak by with a Seeker Guardian build. But I really just wanted to run a Seeker because I have only run a Seeker one time, and that was the first time I'd ever played, and I'm ready to dive back into Seekers again. So ooh. You are not used to the stream so early. Well, it's probably going to be around this time going forward, just so that I have a little bit of time in the evenings, and since this is kind of what I am doing full time now, I have the ability to do it a little bit earlier. And so I think I have updated the schedule on more early streams. It's evening for me. Well, here you go. This is I got good news for you. So going forward, I will be streaming on in the mornings or in the afternoons for on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And so Mondays and Fridays I will be streaming at this time. Mondays will be Lord of the Rings, Fridays will be Arkham, and then Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. my time, so whatever time that is for you all, I'll be doing probably a Marvel Champions stream, and then that evening I will be doing a second stream, ideally with somebody, but that's not going to be limited to one of the or that's not going to be set in stone what game we'll be playing, but I do want to have more people on the stream because it's fun to stream with people. But that's kind of the schedule going forward. We will continue on with that. I'll be more diligent in publishing that on on YouTube and on Discord and Instagram, and just pushing that out probably on Sundays just to make sure that everyone is aware of what games I am playing when. But I'm happy that this time works for you all because it works a little bit better for me, so glad to hear it. It will be kind of a chill stream today. I am feeling slightly better. For those who are unaware, I do have COVID right now, so I apologize for any coughing that will soon start taking place because I've been talking too much, but I have run out of tea, so we're trying coffee, and so we'll see how that goes. But feeling a little bit better. I actually slept through the night. Hey, how's it going, the Brantis? I need a bigger monitor. It's so tiny. Welcome. Alrighty, so let's dive into it. I'm really excited about this. I've heard that this is some people's favorite Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's been not great. It's the second time I've had it. The first time I had it, um, hey, it's Brant. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. Welcome. You're on Twitch. You did it. You're on Twitch. Nice. Don't say just regular Brant. You are a pillar. You are a titan. But yeah, so the first time I caught COVID, it was probably the sickest I've ever been in my life. It knocked me out for about a month. It was not good. This time it's a lot better. It's just I cough a lot, I'm tired, and I don't get to sleep. That's basically it. Get this man a hot toddy immediately. Yes, please. Alrighty, so we've got, here we go. So glad to, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're able to me. I'm glad you were able to, oh, goodness gracious. Thanks for putting up with me. Alrighty, okay, so we've got a lot of cards to go through. What we're going to be doing is let's go through the investigators first, because those are my favorite. Those are the ones that I really enjoy seeing. We got our mini cards here. Excited. Let's see. We got 6 investigators. Sweet. So, yeah, that makes sense. Alrighty, okay, so the first up is Mark Harrington. Harringen. So he's our guardian. So this is a potential of who we may be playing through this campaign. So this is the soldier. He's got a pretty solid stat line at 3-2-5-3. So he's got that 5 fight, so he could take care of that seeker if we needed him to. You begin the game with Sophie in Loving Memory in play, which is here. So Sophie in Loving Memory is a double-sided card. Sophie cannot leave play. And as a quick action, we can take 1 direct damage. We get +2 to your skill value for this skill test. Wow. If Mark Harrington has 5 or more damage on him, flip Sophie. And then, then it becomes a weakness. That's interesting. So you get -1 to all of your skills. And then if he has 4 or less damage on him, flips. Oh, okay, so that's kind of fun. That's pretty cool. You can continue to flip back and forth. There's no neutral choice in this poll. Are there neutral investigators? I didn't realize that there were neutral investigators. Maybe I just don't have them yet. The only boxes I have access to are the core, Dunwich, now Carcosa, and if there's a neutral investigator in here, I was not aware of them, and Edge of the Earth. And I don't believe that there's one in Edge of the Earth. I may have been wrong though. Arkham is the one that I am least familiar with, so I do like this. This is kind of fun. This is a fun one. Oh, there's one in this box. You'll see soon enough. Okay, well there you go. Interesting. Okay, cool. Well, that's kind of exciting. That's really exciting. So after damage is placed on a card you control, draw 1 card. Ooh, that's fun. Okay, so that could be like an ally or an asset or something like that, like a body armor or something. You could get to draw cards. He is a little bit low on the sanity, which is a little bit of a bummer. Oh, and then his star effect is +1 damage for each. Oh, he seems fun. He seems really fun. He can have guardian cards and neutral cards and tactic cards level 0. You got 1 now. It's best not to pick her anyways. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, I'm liking Mark. I think Mark could be fun. Does anyone have any experience with Mark? I think I saw, were they doing the guy on charisma, like the person who is featured in the charisma art, were they doing him as a neutral investigator at some point? Ooh, okay, so he actually, oh my goodness, look how many fists that has. Mark is probably the best fighter in the game. I love hearing that. Welcome to the chat. Thank you. Socratic method. Oh, I like that. That's fun. I like your username. I think it's Tony Morgan, but Mark is very good too. Okay. Where is Tony Morgan from? Who is he from? Or what box is he from? If this skill test is successful during an attack, move 1 damage from Mark Harrigan to the attacked enemy. That is really cool. That's a cool card right there. Nathaniel Cho is also up there. Nathaniel Cho looked a lot of fun. I think if I wasn't going to be running Mark, I think Nathaniel Cho would be one of the ones that I'd be interested in trying as a Guardian. I said that I only had access to those boxes. I also have all 5 of the Investigator specific boxes things. So Morgan's from Dream Eaters. Okay, cool. I don't have Dream Eaters. I've been buying some of the random sales when, like, I think it's Boardlandia puts them on, and they have like the entire cycle. They'll send you everything for like $80, and it's like, I do like the revised set, the way that it's packaged, the spiral bound book, and if I had a preference I would buy it that way, but I also will save $40 or whatever, however much it is, to buy it in the old format if they are running a sale. Tony and Nathaniel Cho are also good, no doubt. Awesome. Where did your name come from, Socratic? Yeah, I'm curious about that too. Shell Shock is awful. For every 2 damage, I need to take 1 horror. I don't like that whatsoever. That sounds very bad. That sounds very, very bad. It is kind of fun. It feels like a kind of a fun balance with Mark. Sophie is really cool. But I guess, like, what I also like is that with Shell Shock, once you have seen it pass, you can really start messing with Sophie and really seeing that. But before you see it, it's kind of this balance of, alrighty, okay, do I really want to risk that? I knew Maddie wouldn't miss an Arkham stream. Something that came to mind when I needed to think up a username. I love it. Hey, the Carcosa is unveiling. Yeah. So here we are. Alrighty, so here is our Seeker of the box. And so this is our other option. She is a 4422 Min type pen. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to pronounce a lot of these. She is a 7/7, which is actually a really good health stat line. It says after an investigator at your location commits a card to a test, that card gains a question mark icon or a wild icon until the end of the test. So after an investigator at your location, okay, that's cool. That's once per round. And then I can choose a skill card committed to the test and return it to an owner's hand as a elder sign effect. Okay, that's pretty cool. And she's got a 4/4, which is nice. A 2/2 can be helped out with whatever guardian that I am running, so I'm not super concerned about that. But I think I like Mark better than the Seeker. She can build. Oh, she can have survivor cards level 0 and 2, so that's kind of interesting. How did you stumble across Nelson's channel? Full disclosure, I'm trying to pull the Socratic method. Just a YouTube recommendation, I think. Well, I'm glad to have you here. For future reference, Minty Fan. Oh, okay. Yeah. I do remember Minty Fan. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, so the Analytical Mind is a 2 wild asset card. So you can commit 1 card to each skill test performed by an investigator at another location. Whoa, okay, that's pretty cool. After you commit exactly 1 card to a skill test, exhaust Analytical Mind and draw 1 card. That's actually really sweet. That's sick. I like that a lot. I don't know. That's really cool. I wonder, I'm curious how, like, with support, right? So she feels very much like a support type Seeker. How that works with someone that needs more of a, or like with a 2-player. I think maybe a 3-player, she would really shine. And then, oh, the King in Yellow. I've heard that before. I've played Arkham Horror or Elder Core before. So put the King in Yellow into play in your threat area. Cannot leave play except through the ability below. You cannot commit exactly 1 or 2 cards to a skill test. Oh, that's kind of interesting. And then after a skill test is successful with Minty, uh, Minty fan, has committed at least 6 matching skill icons for that test. Oh wow, that is crazy. Oof. Your Agmar stuff should be here on Wednesday. Nice, that's super awesome. I'm super jealous. I just recently on Wednesday I started back in my progression playthrough. I'm in the Hobbit series right now, and Agmar is still a little bit down the road, but I've heard amazing things about Agmar. I'm super jealous and super excited for you to be able to put that onto the table. Sofina Renault. So it's a 4-2-2-4. I've never seen that kind of distribution of a stat line before, but I guess with rogues, that is something that is a little bit more common. Thematic for this campaign. Awesome. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Glad you can make it. We are unboxing. Oh yeah, that Agmar stuff came into our store yesterday. Nice. Oof. So Sofina, when you would draw your opening hand, draw 13 cards instead, and you can choose up to 5 events to place beneath this card and keep 8 cards as your opening hand, discard the rest. You cannot mulligan. Oh, interesting. Okay. And then choose an event beneath this card and draw it. Does not provoke attacks of opportunity. And then the star is +3, and you can choose an event beneath this card and draw it. Sweet. You can have rogue cards and mystic cards up to level 2. That's cool. She was one of the more discussed cards of the day, I think, on the Discord. Hopefully playing it next week. You own it already, but not have played it for years. Brands, are you talking about Agmar? Because nice. I'm hoping that it's Agmar. Okay. Oh, sweet. We've got 3 events. So these are in Sofina's deck only. They cannot be placed beneath her, so she cannot use that as her ability. But play the Painted World as an exact copy of a non-exceptional event that is... Oh, that's really cool. That's really, really cool. And so basically you can copy an event that's under her. You basically get that. That's very flexible. That's really cool. She is one that, if I was playing a rogue this campaign, that would be one that would be really fun, I think, to break out and try. Painted World is like make the call, sort of. Yeah, it is. Yeah. You'd love to play Arkham as well, but with the story, it seems like you'd have to have a dedicated group. Yep. Yeah. It does. Sorry. It does feel like there needs to be a dedicated group, or yeah. Champion shines and one off. It really does. It's so good. I'm running through my Galaxy's Most Wanted campaign right now, and it's like, I think I just would rather play, especially with Galaxies, I think I would just rather play the individual games rather than the campaign. But we're almost there. We're taking on Nebula next Wednesday, so we'll see how that goes. Alrighty, and then we've got Stars of Hate. Oh, look at that art. That is beautiful. Look how beautiful that is. That is so pretty. I love that. Randomly choose an event beneath Sofina and remove it from the game. If you cannot, take 1 damage and 1 horror. If your deck has 5 or more cards, and then shuffle Stars of... Oh, that's tough. That is really, really tough. I don't like that card. I also just don't like the random discards. I'm not a fan of random discards, and so that's gonna be tough. Socratic Method. When I started playing Champions, I just played the campaign because I was used to Arkham. Yeah, and so do you enjoy the campaigns in Champions, or is it more, or have you kind of migrated to a little bit different? Nebula is easy. Just hope she doesn't surge spam and you win. If not, scoop and go again. Yeah, basically. It took me a while to come up with the one-offs. No, I've migrated. Yeah, that makes yeah. That's where I mean, it's just so good. It hits the table in a solo game. Like, you can set up, play, and be done in 40 minutes. And like, I say that as a good thing because then you can play in multiple iterations and it's just great. Whereas like Arkham is built around the campaign, and so they have a lot more space to make the campaigns just so much more enjoyable. And I love the campaigns in Arkham, and how they're worked. And it's almost like the two polar ends, and it's just fun to see both of those. But alrighty, so we've got our Mystic, Akachi Onyeli. Why did they put all the hard names in here? Okay, so your assets with uses interplay with one additional charge on them. I bet that can be kind of spammed pretty badly. Goodly. Yeah. So 5233 stat line. Okay, so she's definitely not going to be finding any clues, but well, I mean, she's a mystic, so she's going to have the spells to find the clues. So +1 and add 1 charge to an asset. Oh, that's cool. So I think all of the spells are assets with uses, and so that's pretty cool. So she can basically recharge her spells. She can have mystic cards and cards with uses level 0 to 4. That's really fun. I like that type of deck building requirement. Sweet. Alrighty, so there's that. We got the Spirit Seeker. I love the art in this game. I think the art in all of the games is really good, but I think Lord of the Rings and Arkham Horror, the art really shines. So exhaust Spirit Seeker. Choose an asset you control with uses. Either return that asset to your hand or move all the charges from that asset to your resource pool as resources and discard. That's cool. That's really cool. That I like that type of flexibility. And then Angered Spirits. This is probably not going to be good. Put Angered Spirits into play in your threat area. As a quick action, we can exhaust a spell asset, move 1 charges from that asset to Angered Spirits. When the game ends, if Angered Spirits has fewer than 4 charges on it, you suffer 1 physical trauma. That is not good. I don't like that. That's bad. She's a 6/8, by the way, so little scary there. We have William Yorick, who's our survivor here. I think so far my favorite class to play has been Survivor, just like from a theming perspective. I really like the Survivors. So William York is a 3/2/4/3. Oh, so he's a fighter. And after you defeat an enemy, play an asset from your discard pile, playing its cost. Oh, that's cool. That's a really cool ability. And then +2 for the star effect. If this test is successful, return 1 card from your discard pile to your hand. That's fun. Okay, and he's an 8/6, so he's pretty beefy. He's pretty beefy there. Then so he's a Gravedigger. That's fun. That's a cool theme of how he can pull his card or pull cards back. That's cool. So he got Survivor cards level 0 to 5, neutral cards 0 to 5, Guardian cards level 0 to 2. Fun. Maddie, worth noting that Mark and Ikikai have more limited card pools. Most other investigators have 1 main class and 1 off class, but not those 2 and many others. Yeah. But I think she was saying that she can have occult cards level 0 and charges of 0 to 4. And so they do have like limited card pools, but it looks like you can kind of dive into all of the other types of classes. But I'm just not sure how many uses cards there are out there. But kind of interesting. Catch key. Okay. Catch key. Thank you. Yeah, please correct my pronunciation because it's going to be wrong no matter what, except for William. I know that one because that's my brother's name. That's the only reason I know it. Okay, so we got a catch key. That's fun. So bury them deep. William York deck only. Fast play after a non-elite enemy at your location is defeated. Add that enemy and this card to the victory display. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. So you can like start to build up your resources really quickly. Interesting. Actually, I don't know if I like that. Feels like way less beneficial than some of these other signature cards. Akaichi? Am I not reading the phonetic spelling correctly? I apologize. Catch key. A catch key. This is hilarious. And then Graveyard Ghouls, Prey, it's gonna hunt William. And then while it's engaged with you, cards cannot leave your discard pile. Interesting. And it's a 3/3/2. I like the weaknesses that are, honestly, you might need to watch other people, and that's fair. Yeah, I'll do that. 1 experience, you remove that enemy from the discard pile. That is good. That is good. I guess, yeah, and like I guess like when I was playing solo, I never really shuffled cards, and I guess it could be really good depending on the scenario that you're playing. And if the scenario has enemies that come back or something like that, that could be pretty good if you move them to the victory display. But it is nice to be one victory point. Also, like, I also forget how hard victory points can be to come by. And here's our neutral. So we got Lola. She's a 3/3/3/3, so very neutral, the actress. You can use it on weakness enemies too. Oh, gotcha. Very cool. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I like that. So Force, after you draw your opening hand, choose a role. You can only play, commit, or trigger abilities on neutral cards or the cards of your role. Oh, wow. And then as a fast action, you can switch your role. Okay. So she can build any cards level 0 to 3 and neutral cards level 0 to 5. Her deck size is 35. I guess I wasn't looking at that, but that's different. That's unique. Or that's new to this. I think that's so we got a 35. She seems interesting. She feels very much like a Adam Warlock from Marvel, where he kind of breaks all the deck building rules, which is kind of interesting. But has anyone played Lola? What are your thoughts on Lola? Good look at the improvisation. So fast play only during your turn. Switch your role until the end of your turn. Reduce the resource cost of the next card you play of your role by 3. Draw 1 card. Okay, that's kind of cool. And then her weakness is, oh, she has 2 of them. That's not good. Crisis of Identity. So discard all cards controlled of your current role and then discard the top card of your deck. Switch your role to the class of the discarded card. If it's a weakness, switch your role to neutral. That seems really rough. I played Lola quite a few times, very clunky but an interesting challenge, kind of like playing Hulk in Marvel Champions. Lola is most likely the worst investigator in the game power-wise. Okay, well that's good to know. Yeah, she seems interesting, but not necessarily good, if that makes any sense. But I'm glad I didn't have neutral on that poll, because I'm glad that we're gonna do this. So there are also good Lola decks, but those require crazy large card pools, which I definitely do not have, unfortunately. Alrighty, so there we go. We're gonna go ahead and make the decision. So we are gonna be running a Guardian Seeker combination. So we're looking at Minty Fan or Mark, and I think we're gonna run Mark out of those 2. And so we'll pick Mark, and then we'll pick a Seeker from the other card pools that I have. So that will be on the docket. So we'll keep Mark out here. We're gonna put everything else away. I'm not gonna spend time and bore you all with putting things away in my binder in the exact orientation that I like it, because I'd rather just get on and unbox more stuff. So we'll just put these off to the side. It is cool that it is cool that there are neutral investigators. Are there other neutral investigators, or is this the only one? Alrighty, so there is Mark. Let's go ahead and grab his. Mark is number 1 in the lineup. You'll be sleeving all of these on stream too, right? No. I'll be sleeving any cards that are going in the decks that we build today on stream. However, I will not be sleeving all 300 or so of these cards that we're opening today. Scarlet Keys has another. Okay, is Scarlet Keys the one with the charisma guy? So I think I saw something about that. I don't remember where or how or when I saw that, but I remember seeing something about it. Yep, cool. Okay, that'll be fun. I'm excited for Scarlet Keys. Well, I say that I'm excited for everything that's coming out. Charlie Kane, that's it. Yep, thank you. But so that's it. Does he? I assume he has something to deal with like a ton of allies, right? He just deals. He does a ton of stuff with allies. Ooh. All right, so let's look at these new Guardian cards. So Mark probably will be running some of these cards. So let's take a look at the 32 Colt. So this has 6 ammo on it. So this is kind of interesting because with I've already forgotten. I'm starting to remember or to be able to think better, but that sentence did not work. I'm starting to be able to like recall better, and that's one of the things that COVID has done to me, both the first and the second time, is I just like my brain becomes foggy and I can't like think as well as I normally can. But those are ammo, not charges. Oh yeah, yep, there you go. You knew where I was going. Never mind. Cool. Perfect. Okay, so the 32 Colt, 6 ammo, spend 1 ammo, fight, you deal +1 damage for this attack. I mean, that's pretty solid, right? Especially if you have a 5 attack. I like that. So there's the 32 Colt. True Grit. True Grit may be assigned damage dealt to other investigators at your location. That's really cool. So I like this, especially with Mark, because he has the ability that after damage is placed on a card, then you get to draw a card. And so this is True Grit. This helps you. It's not trait locked. It doesn't take up a slot. And so that seems pretty good for Mark. Let me handle this. So this is a fast card. Play after another investigator draws a non-parallel encounter card, but before resolving that card's effects. You are considered to have drawn that encounter card instead. You get +2 to each of your skill tests while resolving that card's revelation effects. I think I like that. It kind of depends on what Seeker I'm running though. So it could be good. It's very matchup dependent, I assume. Like if the Seeker that I'm running has a high brain and maybe a high foot, then you probably don't need that. Heroic Rescue. It's a 1-cost event. That art is sweet. I would not want to run into that thing in the middle of the night. Fast play when a non-elite enemy would attack another investigator at your location. Engage that enemy and resolve its attack against you instead, then deal it 1 damage. I like that. You can also grab enemies. Oh yeah, that's a good point. I like Heroic Rescue. I think that's going to be really cool to protect your Seeker. I think that's going to be a good job, or do a good thing to protect Seekers. Pretty interesting. We got Trench Knife. So engage actions you perform do not provoke attacks of opportunity, and as an action you can fight. You get +X to the +X fight for this attack. X is the number of enemies that are engaged with you. Interesting. Okay. Maybe. I'll see you in hell. So this is a 0-cost event. It has two fists on it, which is pretty nice. So each non-elite enemy engaged with you is defeated. Well, there you go. You are defeated and suffer 1 physical trauma. I should have kept reading. This action does not provoke attacks of opportunity. That's hilarious. Has anyone had success running I'll see you in hell? Because that seems like a hilarious card that probably is not going to make it into any of my decks. But I also just may not see that you benefited in it. Feels like just a very much a Hail Mary type card. We got Inspiring Presence. If this skill test is successful, ready an ally asset at your location, heal 1 damage or horror from it. That's pretty cool. I feel like this would have been really good in Jason's deck with the old grumpy man he was running. I feel like that would have been good there. I've always wanted to run I'll See You in Hell, but you never had the guts. Yeah, it seems so iffy. Alrighty, we've got On the Hunt, which is a 1-cost event. Fast play when you would draw an encounter card during the Mythos phase. Instead, search the top 9 cards of the encounter deck for an enemy, spawn it engaged with you instead of its normal spawn location, and shuffle the encounter deck if you cannot draw the top card of the encounter deck. Interesting. Pun intended, Socratic? Yeah, right? Because... So those are our level 0 cards. Let's go ahead and see if we can just fit all of these on the screen. There we go. Love it. Love it. Moving on to our level 1 cards. We've got Ever Vigilant. So this is a 0 cost event. 1 at a time, play up to 3 assets from your hand, reducing the resource cost of each by 1. Interesting. Interesting. I like it. Combat Training. I've seen this before. I don't know where. It may have been a card of the day or something. So fast, limit 1 composure in play. So non-direct horror must be assigned to combat training before it can be assigned to your investigator card. Spend 1 resource. You get +1 fight for a skill test or +1 feat for a skill test. There you go, combat training. Maddie, I think we were talking about these in one of the cards of the day discussions. It may not have been combat training, but I think combat training may have been brought into the discussion. But it's interesting. It's interesting because it could just completely whiff. Alrighty, we've got a 2-cost ambush tactic card. So attached to your location, if there are no investigators at the attached location, discard ambushed. After an enemy spawns at an attached location, deal 2 damage to that enemy and discard ambushed. That's pretty cool. Interesting. Mano a mano. Seen this card in Nathaniel's show, I believe. So play only as your first action. Deal 1 damage to an enemy engaged with you. This action does not provoke attacks of opportunity. That could get you out of some sticky situations. And we're moving on to level 2. We got a level... just throwing stuff everywhere. Got a 45 automatic. Spend 1 ammo. Fight. You get +2 fight for this attack. This attack deals +1 damage. Ignore the retaliate keyword for that attack. Oh, that's nice. That's always solid. So many new cards. It's so exciting. I love new cards. Eat Lead. 0 cost. Play when you activate a fight ability on a firearm asset. You may spend X additional ammo tokens from that asset. When you reveal chaos tokens for that attack, reveal X additional chaos tokens. Choose 1 to resolve and ignore the rest. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Especially if you have like some really sweet Elder Sign ability. That'd be pretty cool. We've got a level 3 first aid, which I think first aid probably is solid in Mark's deck. Someone correct me if I'm not thinking correctly, but I think first aid, being able to heal him so that we can flip Sophie when needed, probably is going to be something that looks to make its way into that deck. You referred to combat training. Yeah, just make sure you get the resource to power it consistently. That's true. Yeah. This comes in with 4 supplies. If first aid has no supplies, discard it. Spend 1 supply, heal 1 damage or horror from an investigator or ally asset in your location. Healing is totally fine, but you want faster healing than first aid. What is faster healing than first aid? Enlighten me. Combat training is not great in Mark. He has great draw, but is resource starved. That's good to know. That is good to know. Yeah, because he has his ability to draw. So good to know. Good to know. Sweet. We've got Stick to the Plan. A 3-cost asset. This is permanent and it's exceptional, so it really costs you 6. Inspiring Presence is faster. Medical Student is faster. Sweet. Okay, I'll keep those in mind while building. So before you draw your opening hand, search your deck for up to 3 different tactics and or supply events and attach them to Stick to the Plan. Shuffle your deck. Cards attached to Stick to the Plan may be played as if they were in your hand. As an additional cost to play the attached card, exhaust Stick to the Plan. That's cool. I like that. I think that's a fun card. I think that's cool. It costs a lot of experience, but it's a cool way to make sure that you get the cards that you need to make your deck work. Yep, 6 instead of 3. Ugh. Alrighty, and then we've got our level 5. We don't have any level 4 Guardian cards in this pack, but we do have a level 5. The Armor of Ardens has all of the skill icons in the world. It's a 4 health buffer, and then when damage is assigned to Armor of Ardens, exhaust it and cancel 1 of that damage. That seems really good, really beefy. I like it. I think there are some cool combos that can be made when yeah, Armor of that's cool. That's fun. I'm trying to think. There probably are like some of these where you go grab monsters or something, you can really take care of them, or if there are any things that deal damage to you, that's really nice. Stick to the plan makes ever vigilant really cool. I'm gonna go ahead and just grab my cards over here. Ever Vigilant is already actually out here. 1 at a time, play up to 3 assets from your hand, reducing. Yeah, that is really cool. That's a fun combo right there. Sweet. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take one of each of these because they will be going into my binder. We'll set them aside, and then we'll dive into. We'll do secret cards last because I want to have those fresh in my mind when we're building decks. But does anyone have a preference on where we go next? What cards we look at next? So many new cards. I love it. I love it so much. We got rogue cards. We got mystic cards. Survivor cards. There seem to be a lot of survivor cards. Oh, some of my weaknesses. That. And more rogue cards. And secret cards. Let's go into Mystic. Mystic sounds cool. That is amazing combo. Yeah, that seems really cool. Let's take a look at the Mystic. So the last Investigator that I played was was a Mystic. So I played Jacqueline Fine through the Edge of the Earth campaign. So let's see if any of these cards would have helped make that go a little bit smoother. We got Alchemical Transmutation, 3 charges, and we can exhaust this, spend 1 charge, test Brain 1. Hopefully you are able to pass that. For each point you succeed by, gain 1 resource. If one of the bad symbols is revealed, take 1 damage. That's kind of cool. That's cool. That helps you get some of those. I'm gonna start building that pile now. That helps you start building up some of that for some of those that are resource starved. Got Uncage the Soul. So play a spell or ritual card from your hand, reducing its resource cost by 3. Interesting. 2 brain icons too, so you got that. Hey, Astral Travel, we've seen this before. So move to any revealed location and reveal a random token from the Chaos Bag. You must discard an item or asset you control if you cannot take 1 damage. Is that any different than the one that we already have? Maybe we didn't have a level 0. Got David Reinfield. Also, yeah, no allies, no Guardian allies in this one. David Renfield. While David Renfield has at least 1 Doom on him, get +1 Brain. Then exhaust David Renfield. You may place 1 Doom on David Renfield. Gain 1 resource for each Doom on David Renfield. That's kind of fun. I like the I like those cards that kind of you need to push your luck a little bit. I like that. You see that in like Star-Lord and Wolverine and Marvel Champions, right? So you're kind of, it's a risk reward type balance that you have to make. It's almost a new, or it's another additional angle to the game. We got some really cool art on Storm of Spirits. This is a 3-cost event, really expensive. This attack uses brain instead of fist. If you succeed, instead of the standard damage, this attack deals 2 damage to each enemy at your location. If a bad symbol is revealed, deal 1 damage to each investigator at your location. It reminds me of the D&D saying, I didn't ask how large the room is, I said I cast Fireball. You know, allies be damned. We're going for it. We're dealing with it. Mystics have the coolest art. Look at this. Quantum Flux. That's just a super, super cool piece of art, I think. So Quantum Flux. So shuffle your discard pile into your deck and draw 1 card. Remove Quantum Flux from the game. Interesting. Okay. I'm sure that's really good in the right deck. Torrent of Power. Ooh. So as an additional cost to commit Torrent of Power to a skill test, spend up to 3 charges from among assets you control. Oh, wow. For each charge spent this way, Torrent of Power gains 1 brain and 1 wild. That's cool. Okay, so it's immediately as a wild. And so if you spend 1, it becomes basically 3 brain. That's a cool, I like that card. That's I'm not quite sure how good it is, but it's a really cool card. Like I don't know when there was a time in my playthrough of Jacqueline Vine where I would rather have the skill icons rather than like just another activation of my spell, but still kind of cool. And it can really get you out of a sticky situation if you need it. Like if you absolutely know you need to pass something, that works pretty well. St. Hubert's Key. So you get +1. Oh shoot. Okay, that's kind of cool. So you get +1 brain, +1 book, and -2 sanity. When you would be defeated by horror, discard this and immediately heal 2 horror. That's a cool card. That's true. So Torrent of Power works well with the Edge of the Earth spells that have a ton of charges. Did not think about that. That is very true. Because you're gonna go all game unless you play it like turn 1. You're probably not gonna be able to utilize all those charges. I like that. Spirit at Ham. Sure. During a skill test on a spell card, exhaust this card. You get +2 skill value for that test. And you can exhaust this to fight. You get +2 fight for this attack. Interesting. It's our first level 1 card. I think that sounds kind of interesting because I know that there are some mystics that can fight pretty well. And so that sounds pretty cool. We've got Grounded. So this is a level 1 asset. Fast. Limit 1 composure in play. Non-direct horror must be assigned to Grounded before it can be assigned to your Investigator card. During a skill test on a spell card, spend 1 resource. You get +1 skill value to that test. I'm sensing a theme here. Oh, sweet. Look at Book of Shadows. That's so cool. So exhaust Book of Shadows. To spend 1 resource. Add 1 charge to a spell asset you control. Oh, that's pretty cool. That can be really nice. That would have been really nice in the Edge of the Earth campaign. One resource for like another level 5 charge on like whatever the like the Investigate spell, whichever one that was. That would be awesome. That'd be really nice. Then we got Rechargers level 2. So choose a spell or relic asset controlled by an Investigator to location and reveal a random chaos token from the chaos bag. If you reveal any of the bad tokens, discard the chosen asset. Otherwise, add 3 charges to the chosen asset. I feel like all of these types of cards work so well in Jacqueline's deck, and I feel like I would be so terrified to play them in anyone else's deck. This is kind of interesting. We have not. This is the We have 1, 2, 3, 4. There are less spells than I was expecting to see. Ward of Protection, we've seen this before, so fast play when Investigator at any location draws a non-weakness treachery card, cancel that card's revelation effect, then take 1 horror. Oh yeah, this Ward of Protection. Did not have this one before. I had, I think, like the level 5 and the level 0 or something. It was really hard to get up to that level 1, or that higher level. Time Warp. I can't get over the art. I mean, this is so pretty. This is so pretty. So fast play immediately after an investigator to location finishes resolving an action during their turn. Undo that action. Return the state. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's I like that. That's fun. That's pretty fun. That's just a neat card. I just think that's a really neat card. Get our first level 3 card of Scrying. So we've seen this before. So exhaust Scrying and spend 1 charge. Look at the top 3 cards of any investigator's deck or the encounter deck. Return them to the top of the deck in any order. If a terror or omen card is among the looked at cards, take 1 horror. I actually made fun of Time Warp when it was card of the day. Really? Remind me what you said. I don't remember. Like, you don't like Time Warp? We got a level 3 Arcane Initiate. After Arcane Initiate enters play, place 1 Doom or 2 Horror on it. And exhaust Arcane Initiate. Search the top 3 cards of your deck for a spell card and draw it. So it gives you that additional option to take Horror instead of the Doom. And then, just like the rest of the Guardian cards, we don't like level 4s in this box, but we do have a level 5. Seal of the Elder Sign. Another sweet looking card. Looks like a horror card could be hidden behind there. Do not reveal chaos tokens from the chaos bag for this test. Treat the chaos token revealed. Do not reveal chaos tokens from the chaos bag for this test. Treat the chaos token revealed for this test as a Elder Sign. When this test ends, remove this from the game. Do not reveal chaos tokens from the chaos bag. Treat the chaos token. Like just pretend like you were taking a star. That's kind of cool. That seems. Depends on kind of the investigator, because some of them have much better elder abilities than some of the other ones, but I think that could be kind of cool. That could be fun to build around. It may be hard to get it in play. It's a late game type situation, but definitely something to look at. Okay, let's go to rogue cards. Yeah, actually, let's look at the weaknesses. Why not? So we got Overzealous. Draw the top card of the encounter deck. That card gets searched. I hate that one. Hate it. Put drawing the sign into play in your threat area. Your maximum hand size is reduced by 5. I hate that too. I hate all of these. And the thing that follows. Spawn the furthest location from you. Pray the bearer only. And then when the thing that follows would be defeated, instead shuffle it into the bearer's deck. Yeah, I hate that. That's horrible. Oh no, Overzealous. That one is terrible. Yeah, that one sounds horrible. Like, that one sounds really bad. I'm going to go ahead and sleeve these because I do shuffle all of these, and we'll draw our weaknesses for the game. I want these to be in there. There's another weaknesses that worse than this, but yes, this one sucks too. Do not draw. Hope y'all don't mind me copying and pasting what I wrote. Absolutely not. Please do. Please do. Yeah, this one, and they give you 2 of them, so it's like now in my weakness pile, which is this big, right? So I mean, there's a good number of weaknesses in there, but still, like, I don't want to draw that. Did you just watch your teammate die from something? Did you just pull an auto fail even though after you covered the boss basis for another chaos token? Is there something that you did that you now regret? With the new low price of 4 experience and 2 resources, go back in time and set things right with Time Warp. It sounds like an infomercial. We do not take responsibility for the time paradox, the killing of ancient ancestors, or another time travel shenanigans that occur during the use of this card.
Or do you want to undo the good work that that your teammate just did? That'd be so funny. That'd be hilarious. Do you want to stall for time because you're secretly a cultist who is working for the Mythos? How badly do you want to tarnish the reputation of the Arkham Horror LCG community by undoing a lucky draw from the Chaos Bag? Worry not. With the low price of 4 experience and 2 resources, go back in time and set things right with Time Warp. I love it. It's like a perfect infomercial. That's great. 4 experience is a lot. Let's look at our survivor cards. So survivor is the what I played first. Actually, I've played a seeker. I've never played a seeker on stream. I played a seeker in my first ever kind of campaign through the core box when I played it back in 2020 pandemic era. Yeah, that is awesome, right? I love it. It's so great. It's so great. Then I played a rogue. I think I played a rogue through my first ever stream of Arkham Horror. Then I played a survivor. Then I played a mystic. Now I'm going to play a rogue and a seeker. So that should be everything. Which kind of worked out. Okay, so we got Lantern. So investigate. Your location gets -1 shroud for this investigation. Discard Lantern. Deal 1 damage to an enemy at your location. This attack does not provoke attack. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. You just like swing the lantern at him. Obviously, one of your favorite reviews on the Discord. Yeah, definitely. That's fantastic, Maddie. I love it. Ooh, the Gravedigger shovel. This has to go in the Gravedigger. What was his name again? William? I think that was William. Yeah, William's deck. I feel like this is a required card for William's deck. Fight, you get +2 fight for this attack. Discard Graveyard Shovel. Discover 1 clue at your location. That's pretty. I like these, like, I like the theme of the Survivor where you have the flexibility. You're not great at one thing necessarily, but you can kind of like flex in and do what you need to do. We've got Hiding Spot. Fast, attach Hiding Spot to any location. Each non-elite enemy at the attached location gains aloof. Interesting. Okay. And then at the end of the enemy phase, if a ready enemy is at the attached location, discard Hiding Spot. That's fun. That's fun. That can be kind of... There's some shenanigans that can be pulled with that card, I feel like. We got Resourceful. If this skills test is successful, choose a survivor card not named Resourceful in your discard pile and add that chosen card to your hand. Like it. Kind of gives you one of every resource. Cherish Keepsake. I've seen this before. Where did I see this? Was this a card of the day? I feel like it was. I feel like this was. Mr. Patterson always told Wendy things would turn out okay, but then again, Mr. Palderson was a teddy bear and he didn't know any better. I've read that before. I don't know where I've read that before, but I think it's hilarious. 0 cost, just 2 trauma or 2 sanity buffer. It's a neck ability. You had the upgraded Cherish Keeper from the Stella deck. That's it. Okay. Yep. It's fantastic. I love it. I find it interesting that it takes up an amulet slot. That's kind of unintuitive to me. Fight or Flight. Fast play only during your turn until the end of the round. You get +X fight and +X feet, where X is the amount of horror on you. Nice. Madame LeBranche. So this is a 2 cost ally asset. 2/2. If you have no cards in your hand, exhaust this card, draw a card. If you have no resources, exhaust this and gain 1 resources. Maybe. This would be cool in a Dark Horse deck, I feel like. I feel like that could be cool in a Dark Horse deck. You just call him Teddy Bear. I love it. Yep. It's Socratic method with the Teddy Bear. I like it. But I feel like this card could be good in a Dark Horse deck and get you that resource when you need it. But maybe it's, I don't know. It seems so situational. Waylay, dude, that looks crazy. Dude, she is going to town on that thing. Very good in Dark Horse. Cool. Okay. See, I'm starting to pick up strategies. I'm starting to figure it out. So choose an exhausted non-elite enemy at your location and test feat X, where X is the enemy's evade value. If you succeed, defeat that enemy. That's cool. I feel like, ooh, that's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. Huh. It's a 3 cost, which is a little bit higher than I want it to be, but if you can have someone that gets when he's just going berserk on a ghoul, yeah, right? But I mean, interesting. I think that's fun. Like that's a fun card. It's not going to be good in every single deck, but in the right deck it could be really, really strong. We got a skill card, Not Without a Fight. Commit to a skill test only if you're engaged with an enemy. For each enemy engaged with you, Not Without a Fight gains 1 additional of each one of those resources. No one expects the little girl to of one fight to do serious damage, but she most definitely can. Wendy can hold her own. Wendy can definitely hold her own. I need to play Wendy. I think that's one that I really need to play. I feel like I would enjoy Wendy. We got Plucky. I love all the cards that have a quote as the card name. Oh yeah. Not Without a Fight. Love it. So fast, limit 1 composure in play. Non-direct horror must be assigned to Plucky before it can be assigned to your Investigator card. We've seen this before. Until she takes out a bow. She's great for true solo. I prefer straight up no from Defy. Just no. Spend 1 resource to get 1 +1 brain or +1 book. Ooh, a Test of Will. I feel like I've seen this card before. What is this card from? This card is from. We've seen this in Lord of the Rings. Haha! I stole Maddie's joke. So a Test of Will is a fast play when Investigator at your location draws a non-weakness treachery card. Cancel that card's revelation effects and exile a Test of Will. That's pretty solid. It is kind of funny how they do a lot of kind of the same named cards. Across the 3 games. Ooh, alrighty, so we got Devil's Luck. So fast play when you are dealt damage and or horror. Cancel up to 10 damage and or horror dealt to you. Exiles Devil's Luck. That seems insane. That seems absolutely crazy. Got Snare Trap. No flavor text. The flavor text on Arkham Test of Will off the flavor text of Lord of the Rings Test of Will. Oh, no kidding. It really does. That's awesome. I don't have the Lord of the Rings. So with or without hope, all you can do is resist. What is the flavor text on the Lord of the Rings Test of Will? I play that card every single game I play in Lord of the Rings. I shouldn't know that, but I just don't. I'm curious. That is really cool. That's an excellent Easter egg. I love that. Snare Trap. Attach to your location, limit 1 per location. After non-elite enemy enters the attached location, exhaust that enemy, disengage it from all investigators, and attach Snare Trap to it. When the attached enemy would ready, instead discard Snare Trap. Hey, it's webbed up. There is... So the... Sounds great, but how often are you taking 10 damage at once? Well, you underestimate my ability to take damage. No, but I mean, that is a really good point. That is a really good point. It just seems insane. Maybe against like a boss or something, but there is not that you can do other than to resist with hope or without it. With or without hope, all you can do is resist. That's cool. That's really cool. I love that. That's a great playoff or a great Easter egg. Astari, cancel the when revealed effects of the card. Thank you, Astari. There's not that you can do other than resist with hope or without it. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. I love that. Okay, so we got a chance encounter. Hey, this is a Marvel card now. Choose an ally asset with a printed resource cost of X and any player's discard pile. Put that asset into play under your control. That sounds really good. I like that. We got newspaper. You have +2 book while investigating if you have no clues. Then as a action or as a reaction, when you would discover one or more clues at a location, if you have no clues, discover an additional clue at your location. That's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. That feels like a good solo card. Ooh, we got the True Survivor. So return 3 innate skills from your hand to your discard pile to your hand. Cool. And we don't even get a level 5. Again, the level 4 hate in this box. We don't have any level 4s yet coming out of this box. But we have a fast play after the enemy phase begins. Cancel all attacks made by non-elite enemies against you this phase. I feel like this is a card that you play when you're already losing. Very cool. A lot of cool red cards. Beast Note, guys, baked potato soup is the reason I exist. It's so good. My girlfriend made it and it's almost almost soup season. Baked potato soup. I think I've it sounds, maybe I don't know. I don't even know if I've had baked potato soup before. It sounds delicious. Sounds delicious. Alrighty, sweet. So we've got some fun looking Survivor cards. The card pool is ever expanding. It's almost soup season. I would argue that it's always soup season. You just have to be cold enough. Oh, putting these. Put a stack of cards somewhere. Not just right there. Cool. Okay, so let's look at our rogue cards. So we got sleight of hand, play fast only during your turn. Put an item asset from your play into your hand. At the end of your turn, if that asset is still in play, return it to your hand. Hey, it's sneak attack for an asset. That's kind of cool. Daring maneuver. That's a sweet looking card. Fast play when you would succeed at a skill test. You get +2 skill value for that test. I feel like that is an archetype that I have not seen yet. Or maybe I did. Is that what is it? Winfred? What's the rogue solo, or not the solo, but what's the rogue investigator pack? Because it feels like that this works for her. Is that even in her deck? Maybe it may have been in her deck. You got Knuckle Duster. Ooh, that looks dangerous. So fight this attack, deals +1 damage. The attacked enemy gains retaliate for this attack. Interesting. Don't know if I love that. Potatoes, bacon, ranch seasoning, onions and garlic powder, chicken broth, cream of chicken soup, cream cheese, and cheddar cheese. I think I love baked potato soup as well. It sounds delicious. Dario L. Amen. Potatoes are like frozen cubed hash. Oh, that's a good way to do that. That sounds delicious. That sounds absolutely incredible. Knuckle Duster is mostly a meme card. Yeah, okay. Okay, good. I'm glad I was like, I don't know if I like that. But you obviously need to run it, right? Because you have to have Knuckle Dusters on. So this is a 4-cost ally. While you have 10 or more resources, you get +1 brain and +1 book. If there are no enemies at your location, exhaust this to gain 2 resources. That's cool. I do want to run a big money strategy at some point. I feel like a big money strategy with the rogue would kind of be right up my alley. And kind of, it'd be fun to run like a big money and a dark horse strategy at the same time. Like with like 2-handed or 2-player. Kind of one person is incredibly poor and the other person is incredibly rich. And there's an investigator that I don't know if I have the investigator or not, but there's an investigator that wants a lot of money, right? Need the Circle and Done expansion for the money cards. Good to know. Hey, I have the Circle and Done right over there. It's not open, but it's there. We've got Cheap Shot. Oh, that's a cool card. So Cheap Shot says fight, add your feat value to the skill value for this attack. If you succeed by 2 or more, automatically evade the attacked enemy. That's cool. That's cool. Watch this. It looks so Matrix. Commit to a skill test you're performing. As an additional cost to commit, watch this, to a skill test, spend up to 3 resources. If you succeed by 1 or more, gain twice that many. Oh, that's cool. That's so much fun. Oh, that's so much fun. I don't know how good it is, but it's so much fun. Oh, that's cool. We got narrow escape. So fast play when an enemy makes an attack of opportunity against you. Cancel that attack. You get +2 skill value for the next skill you perform this turn. Huh, that's fun. Playing board games called Keanu Reeves in the... Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I can see the resemblance.
that's great. Lockpicks. Use it as 3 supplies as our first level 1 card of the rogue pack. If Lockpicks has no supplies, discard it. Exhaust Lockpicks, investigate, add your feat value to your skill value for this. If you do not succeed by at least 2, remove 1 supply from Lockpicks.
Oh, okay. That's solid. That's really solid because...
Ooh, yeah. Especially because the rogues are going to have high feet.
And you at least get 3 uses out of it.
That's pretty solid, yeah. We got Moxie. Hey, we've seen this before. Limit 1 composure in play. Okay, so I guess like rules question. So when this says limit 1 composure in play, is that exclusive to you? So that's saying like limit 1 composure under your control, or if I have Moxie, any of my teammates cannot play composure at that point. The way it reads to me, it sounds like it's limited to the table, like 1 composure in play, but that seems kind of weird. So this is the brain feat version of the composure. We got Sharon's. I think it's per investigator. That makes sense to me. I'm trying to see if there's any other cards that have like limit 1 per investigator or something. I say group limit 1 in play. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. Sharon's Obel, permanent exceptional. So this costs 2 experience points. When earning experience during a resolution of the scenario, if you were not defeated during the scenario, you earn 2 additional experience. If you were defeated during the scenario, you are killed. Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. That's so much. Hilarious. I have to run that in some deck. I have to run that at some point in my life. Oh, that sounds so much fun. We get sneak attack. Hey, we've seen this before. So deal 2 damage to an enemy not engaged with you at your location. There you go. Sweet. That's our first level 2. I can't get over that. That's hilarious. Can you imagine being at like game 6 and just dying? Yeah, just don't get defeated. How hard could it be? It's not that hard. Just don't die. If D20 played Church, he'd be going through his entire character roster. Every other stream is a deck building stream. He has the worst luck with those pulls. Hey, pickpocketing. We've seen this before. Fast. After you evade an enemy, exhaust pickpocketing, draw 1 card or gain 1 resource. You see by 2 or more, do both. Nice. Just don't die. How hard could it be? The 41 Derringer. 3 ammo. Spend 1 ammo. Fight. You get +2 fight for this attack. If you succeed by 1 or more, this attack deals +1 damage. Once per turn, if you succeed by 3 or more, you can take an additional action this turn. That's fun. Got Lupara. That looks like a fun gun. It only comes with 2 ammo. Playing Lupara does not provoke attacks of opportunity. That seems very situational. And spend 1 ammo. Fight. You get +1 fight and deal 1 damage for this attack. If this entered play this turn, you get additional +1 and deal an additional. Okay, I like that. That's a fun. That's a cool. That's a fun designed card because you want to hang on to it until you get probably engaged with something. That's fun. Hey, our first level 4 of the box. We got Suggestion. So exhaust Suggestion, evade, add your brain value to the skill value for this evasion attempt. If you do not succeed by at least 2, remove 1 charge. And then when a non-elite enemy would attack you, spend 1 charge, cancel that attack. Oh, that's cool. I like the flexibility. I like the flexibility. And And then last but definitely not least, well actually I assume not least, is Cheat Death, our level 5 rogue card of the box. Fast play when you would be defeated. Ooh. I see some combinations here. I see some combinations with Sharon's. Disengage from each enemy engaged with you. Discard all cards in your threat area. Heal 2 horror and 2 damage, and move to any revealed location with no enemies. If it is your turn, remove Cheat Death from the game. That's pretty, at least. Yeah, right? I feel like that's such an experience sink to try and pull off this combo, but it's something that, like, at my core, I just really want to try. I really want to try and pull that combo off, even though it's definitely not what I need to be doing in the game. And I would do it to, you know, not spite, but just who cares about the teammates? We're gonna try it. Alrighty, let's look at our neutral cards. So we got Say Your Prayers. So max 1 committed to a skill test. This is 4 brains. Commit to a skill test only if you have 3 or fewer remaining sanity. Interesting. That actually may be good with Mark, right? He only has 5. What are people's thoughts? I'm gonna start thinking about kind of deck build. Do we like this with like a Mark? Because he only has 5, so he only has to take 2 sanity damage in order to be able to activate Say Your Prayers. Desperate Search. This is a book, so this is kind of the same thing. I think this is less interesting in Mark because, especially if we're running a Seeker. Ooh, Reckless Assault. So this is kind of the same thing. I love these skill cards. Run for the Life and Reckless Assault have great card art. Yeah, this one is. I love this. This is really, really cool. This is maybe some of my favorite art I've seen. That's just really, really cool. I think Reckless Assault. Run for your life. Oh yeah, that is great. Nice. So this is feet. This is 3 or fewer sanity. So yeah, I kind of like them. I think the brain makes the most sense because one of the issues that Mark is going to have is that sanity and dealing with treachery cards, and the treachery cards have a lot of brain on them. I know Edge of the Earth had a lot of feet. A real not right in the head, but got to do something card. Yeah. I think it's Say Your Prayers may make a spot in Mark's deck. You got Calling in Favors. So choose an ally asset you control and return it to your hand. Then search the top 9 cards of your deck for an ally asset and play it, reducing its cost by X, where X is the cost of the ally asset returned to your hand. Shuffle your deck. That seems so interesting but clunky. But it makes sense. But we got a level 3 emergency cash. Gain 4 resources or place 4 supply tokens among assets controlled by Investigator to location or any combination thereof. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's pretty sweet. And then Key of Wise. You get +1 to each of your skill values for each horror on Keys of Wise. This is a level 5 neutral card, by the way. When any amount of horror will be placed on you, place 1 of that horror on Key of Wise. Okay, and then when Keys of Wise leaves play, discard the top 10 cards of your deck. There was a scenario that we played in Dunwich that this would be horrible for, because it was when you decked out, you lost. It's kind of interesting though. Huh? Wait, do you lose if you deck out in Arkham? I never remember. No, because there was a card that's like when you deck out, you take a ton of damage and you basically lose. I'll leave Say Your Prayers up here. No, you take a horror and reshuffle your deck. Okay, sweet. Thank you. Alrighty, let's look at our Seeker cards. Took a Warriors out of my keyboard. I like it. Okay, so before we look at these Seeker cards, let's go ahead and think about what Seeker we want to be running. A direct horror. That is good to know. So let's take a look at the Seekers. So the Seekers that I have are Harvey Walters. This is not on screen. Got Harvey Walters, We've got Norman Withers, Rex Murphy, or Daisy Walker. Let's do this as a poll. I'm going to set up a poll. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back probably in a couple of minutes. I need to refill some of my drinks, but we're going to set up a poll of these four, and whoever gets the most votes is who we will run. Alrighty, I'll be right back. I'm going to set up a poll. Alrighty, hey Carcosa, how's it going? Look, you asked for descriptions. I'm doing that. It looks like we won with Harvey. You tried to vote Norman, but just missed. Well, Harvey won with a whopping 2 votes. Go team, we did it. So, okay, so we got Harvey Walters is going to be our seeker of today. And Harvey is the one that, after an investigator at your location draws 1 or more cards from their deck during the investigation phase, that investigator draws 1 card. That's going to be really cool because you can pair that with the whatever this ability is. After damage is placed on a card you control, draw 1 card. So you can, I know Harvey wants to have a ton of cards, but it can also be flexed into helping out, I don't even remember his name right now, Mark, helping out Mark. Thanks for the descriptions. I appreciate it, Maddie. Alrighty, okay, so let's take a look at this. So now that we know that we have Harvey out here, and Matt is so slick. Mark plus Harvey turbo card draw team. Let's go. It's going to be hilariously fun. I'm excited. I'm excited. We still need to look at secret cards, and I don't know where I put it. There they are. They are literally on stream. Okay, so we got field work. After you move to a location, if that location has at least 1 clue on it, exhaust field work. You get +2 skill value for the next skill test you perform this phase. Interesting. Cool. Archaic glyphs. So discard a card with at least 1 clue skill icon from your hand. Place 1 resources on archaic glyphs from the token pool as a secret. After the 3rd secret is placed on archaic glyphs. After the 3rd secret is placed on archaic glyphs, discard archaic glyphs and gain 5 resources. Record in your campaign log that you have translated the glyphs. You voted for Daisy because she's the only secret amongst the 4 that you have played. Well, okay. I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense why you would have voted for her. Hopefully, Harvey is interesting enough. He has 1 fight, so so I love the combo of the stat line too. Like the 5 on the 2 and the 5 on the 1. So they I don't know how often we will be splitting the party. Archaic glyph sounds fun. I'm gonna go ahead and just find so I assume that this is going to deal with something else that we can grab. I assume there's something that's like play only. Oh, hey, here's stealth. Exhaust stealth, evade. The chosen enemy gets -2 evade for the evasion thing. Successfully evade the enemy, disengage with it, but do not exhaust it. Till the end of your turn, that enemy cannot engage you. I don't know if I like that. If you split the party like D20, I'm gonna just chuck my TV. I wasn't able to watch. I kind of try and avoid all of the Arkham streams or any Arkham content that I have not played through yet. Just because I do enjoy kind of going through it blind and kind of experiencing it as kind of an investigator. But I did hear that he split the party and it did not go super well for him. And so, unless you want a new TV, I will not split the party. But just, you know, let me know if you do want a new one and I'll go ahead and split it up for you. Okay, so we got no stone unturned. Choose an investigator at your location. That investigator searches the top 6 cards of their deck for a card, draws it, and shuffles their deck. That sounds kind of cool. Anatomical diagrams. Fast play only during any investigator's turn. Play only if you have 5 or more remaining sanity. Harvey starts with 8, so that should be fine. Choose a non-elite enemy at your location. Until the end of the active investigator's turn, that enemy gets -2 fight and -2 evade. I like that. I think that could work pretty well as a team up because you can play this on the right time, and because Harvey has such an awesome card draw, then like you can play this at the right time. So I'm gonna set that up there. Again, I don't necessarily know what I'm doing when I'm building these decks all of that much. So I do want and would very much appreciate help when building these decks. But that kind of looks interesting to me. If we really need to take out something big, we do have a 5 fight, and so that seems pretty strong for Mark to take out, but just kind of thinking about it. Charles Russ, you may spend resources to pay for item assets played by other investigators at your location. Interesting. Okay. Oh, interesting. Very, very interesting. Exhaust Charles Ross. Reduce the cost of the next item asset played by an investigator at your location by 1. That seems really cool, especially if we're going to go with like a ton of weapons for Mark. I'm also going to put that up there because that sounds pretty interesting. These are not auto includes. These are just cards that I'm interested in including. Probably should have done this with Mark a little bit more with the Guardian cards, but here we are. We got logical reasoning. Play if you have at least 1 clue. Choose investigator at your location. That investigator heals 2 horror or discards a terror card from their threat area. That also seems really good because of this low threshold here. I do need to make sure that Harvey has the ability to gather clues and is not just a support for Mark, because Mark is not going to be finding clues. So, need to keep that in mind when I'm building this deck. Eureka! If this skill test is successful, the investigator performing the test searches the top 3 cards of their deck for a card, draws it, and shuffles their deck. Alrighty. We got Guidance. This is a cool card. You got all the like the crazy like yarn things in the back. Choose another investigator at your location who has yet to take their turn this round. That investigator may take an additional action during their turn. Interesting. In the know. So this is our first level 1. 3 secrets. Spin 1 secret. Investigate any revealed location in play as if you were at that location. That's nice. That's really nice. Can't start that now because it's a level 1 card, but it's interesting. Here's your composure for seekers. It's plus book or fight. Forewarned. Fast. Play when you draw a non-weakness treachery card. Place 1 of your clues on your location, then cancel that card's revelation effect. Interesting. Ooh, we got shortcut. Seen this one before. Shortcut. Fast. Play only during your turn. Attached to your location. Attached location gains as a quick action. You can move to a connecting location. Any investigator at a location may trigger this ability. Nice. I like that. That's level 2. Archaic Glyphs. So this is the upgraded version of here. Researched. So I think that means someone help me with this. That means that I cannot upgrade into this Archaic Glyphs unless I have in my campaign log that I've translated the glyphs, right? That's what this research keyword means. I think. Yep. Nice. Okay. So this one says, let's just reiterate this. So discard a card with at least 1 book skill icon from your hand. Place 1 resource on Archaic Glyphs from the token pool. And after a 3rd secret is placed, you get 5 resources, and then you can you record that you translated the glyphs. Once you translated, you can spend 3 resources to get here. So you can spend 1 charge. This comes in with 3 to investigate. For every 2 points you succeed, discover an additional clue at your location. Right, you need to translate them first before taking the XP versions. I really like that mechanic. I think that's a really cool mechanic in like a campaign style game. Do we like this? Do we like Archaic Glyphs? For every 2 points you succeed by, discover 1 additional clue at your location. I feel like yes. I feel like that's going to be good, especially because Mark's probably not going to be doing a lot of clue gathering. And Archaic Glyphs is going to be pretty easy because I think Harvey's going to have just a ton of cards in his hand. And we'll have a ton of them with books on them. Oh shoot! There are 3 different ones. No, there are two different ones. So the other one, the archaic glyphs, is spend one charge. Investigate. If you succeed, you can automatically evade an engaged enemy. This action does not provoke attacks of opportunity. That's cool. So we got two options to choose from. You got Eidetic Memory. So play this as an exact copy of an insight event in any investigator's discard pile, including its resource cost. Remove that event from the game, and then remove this from the game instead of discarding it. Cool. Hey, level 4 love. We got Arcane Insight. That's a sweet looking card. Look at that. That's so cool. It looks like Voldemort. Uses 3 charges. While an investigator is taking their turn, spend 1 charge. Your location gets -2 shroud until the end of this turn. Limit once per turn. Whoa. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Because it's not per action, it's per turn. It's pretty expensive though. Then our level 5 secret card. So play during any fast player window. Choose an investigator at your location. That investigator searches their deck for a card, draws it, and shuffles their deck. Very cool. So there you go. Those are our secret cards. Let's get into deck building. Let's try out some decks. So let's start with Harvey's, and then we may jump back and forth, I think. But I'm kind of keen to start with Harvey, just because we already have a couple of cards out here for him that we're looking at. I'm just gonna go ahead and just slide these in, just so we can be looking at them all at the same time. I'm gonna go to the yellow section. I could let Socratic take the lead in suggestions. I already did a lot of consulting work for D20. Well, any and all advice is very much welcome here. So I guess my first question, without spoiling too much, are the maps in this scenario as large as the ones in Edge of the Earth? I hope not. Okay. So let's look at Vault of Knowledge. So this is the Harvey Walters card. Your maximum hand size is increased by 2. So that takes us up to 9, I believe. And after you successfully investigate, exhaust Vault of Knowledge, and choose an investigator at your location, that investigator draws 1 card. And then his weakness is for every 3 cards in your hand, take 1 damage. Hate that. So higher education could be cool. While you have 5 or more cards in your hand, higher education gains +1 brain and +1 book for the skill test. Or hyper awareness, so spend 1 resource, give +1 brain or +1 feet. I feel like we're probably always going to have more cards in our hand, so I think higher education, because I think I would rather have the brain. Does anyone else have a thought on hyper awareness versus higher education for us here? Or is there's not another one, I don't believe. I do want at least something there. Do we I guess we also need a way to get resources though. So forced learning, permanent, limit 1 per deck. Increase your deck size by 15. During each upkeep phase, instead of drawing 1 card, draw 2 cards and discard 1 of them. That has him. Higher education is not bad. Okay. Cool. We'll put that over here. Okay, so forced learning, I feel like we need to make that decision now. Do we like forced learning? Is forced learning something that we want to go with Harvey and just go absurdly high deck cost? I'm already thinking deduction and shortcut as includes. I do like shortcut. I definitely like shortcut. I don't remember what deduction is. Forced learning is a terrible card. Okay, I love it. Thank you. That's funny. Okay, so we'll run shortcut. So fast play only during your turn. Choose an investigator at your location. Move that investigator to a connecting location. If you want to take it for fun, fine, but it doesn't make your deck any better. Perfect. I love it. Both deduction and shortcut level 0. I mean, okay, and then I do like shortcut, especially because the two player, and we don't want to split the party. That could help just get our action efficiency a little bit better. I'm just pulling out one right now. I will pull out more. I'll probably just run 2 copies of each one of these. Deduction and shortcut, also perception. Oh yeah, perception. That's a really good one. Grab 2 copies of perception. Guts, maybe? Okay. Yeah, because I need to get the skill cards, because I need to go ahead and grab the skill cards, put them in, and just make sure that I have those ready. I'm putting the second copy over here. They will go in the deck, but this is just gonna help my math a little bit easier. And okay, so what was the other one that I needed to look at? Deduction. Deduction. There we go. Skill test successful while investigating. Discover one. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, cool. Alt art. That's kind of fun. Ooh, yes on guts. Eureka is good too. Eureka is good. We don't need the fight or the evade one, right? I think we're good on just guts and perception. Eureka is... This skill test is successful. The investigator performing this test searches the top 3 cards of their deck, draws it, and shuffles their deck. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Eureka. It's literally one I just pulled. Dumb question, but what sort of assets should Harvey get? That's a great question. Not a dumb question at all. So we probably want something with card draw, right? Seeking Answers could be kind of interesting as an event. Preposterous Sketches. I don't know if we'll need that. Do we think that we probably don't need preposterous? I'm sorry, this is not all in the frame. I like Lab Assistant for allies. Yeah, let's take a look at allies. Doctor, Research Librarian. No, we don't want that. Laboratory Assistant. Maximum hand size is increased by 2. Then after its enters play, draw 2 cards. Yeah, definitely like that. I have both of these in here. Oops. Med Student would probably be... Ooh. Do I have Med Student? Oh, I do. Heal 1 damage or 1 horror from investigate. Ooh, yeah. Definitely, because we definitely want to be making sure that we don't die. Big fan of that. So this is a yellow. Both. For Harvey or Mark? Oh, yeah. So do we like... I only have 2 copies, I think. So I guess like this we can put it here and then kind of decide once we look at Mark's deck as well. But I forgot that was a dual card. Let's go ahead and just grab the second one. I do like medical student. I think that's really cool. Um, Harvey can upgrade into Mesotonic archaeology funding to hold all the allies. To Mesotonic archaeology. What level card is that? Level 4. Permanent limit 1 per deck. You have 2 additional ally slots which can only be used to hold Mesotonic. Okay, yeah. That I like that. That's fun. Because we have the medical student, we have the laboratory assistant, and Charles is not in Mesotonic. But we could look at others. I like that. I like that path. That's a fun path. Do we like Dr. Milan? Christopher? After you successfully investigate, gain 1 resource. That kind of helps with, I mean, he's expensive, but I am kind of curious how we're going to be getting money. For resource generation, you have cryptic writing and burning midnight oil. And maybe, I don't think you need Dr. Okay, sounds good. Ooh, oh, this is kind of cool. Extensive research is cool. I don't know if we want it in our hand, but reduce the cost to play it by 1 for each other card in your hand. Discover 2 clues at your location. I don't know if I like that, but it's kind of fun. Resource, cryptic writings and burning the midnight oil. Sorry, I'm just looking at everything now. When this action begins, gain 2 resources. I like that. Yeah, that works. That definitely works. This is the coolest art. I swear. Extensive research can be good, but you need a card you don't have yet to make it go. Ah, bummer. If you have Circle and Done, I would have recommended Crack the Case. Interesting, okay. Did I already throw Laboratory Assistant over? Yeah, okay, so. Cryptic Writings, gain 2 resources after you draw Cryptic Writings during your turn, play it. Do we like Cryptic Writings? Do we want both of them? I don't see how Burning the Midnight Oil is better than Cryptic Writings, right? I feel like Cryptic Writings is better. Well, no, it's not necessarily, because this gets you an investigate action as well. So, good for Harvey, but you will draw a lot during your turn. Yeah, that is true. That is very, very true. Do we want to run both of them? Would that be silly? Oh, and there's a level 2. Gain 3 resources. Ooh. I do like that upgraded. That's pretty sweet. Good question whether we need that much money. Let's build out kind of the rest of the deck, and then we can take a look at the cost curve and figure out if we want to keep both of them. But I think Cryptic Writings is the choice if we're only keeping 1. Okay, so we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22 if we're going this, which not super sold. 24. I think med student makes sense in Harvey's deck. Point taken, Harvey's deck doesn't feel especially expensive. Yeah, I only have 2 level 2 or 1, 2, 3. I have 3 level 2 or 2 cost. Okay, so I guess he can funnel the spare resources for upgraded higher education. Yeah. Play only during your turn. Discard the top card of your deck. If that card is a weakness, shuffle it back into your deck. Otherwise, for the remainder of your turn, while that card is in your discard pile, commit it to each eligible skill test you perform. Working a hunch is always useful in a good resource sink. Discover 1 clue. Play only during your turn. Discover 1 clue at your location. Yeah. I like that. What about seeking answers? So investigate, instead of discovering a clue, discover 1 at a adjacent location or connecting location. What are our thoughts on that guy? Because this may already be, it's like extensive research, but maybe a little bit better. Seeking answers is okay. The leveled up version is much better. Leveled up version of seeking answers. Investigate, if you succeed, discover 2 total clues. Yeah, okay. And so you think that maybe it would be something that instead of putting just the base one in there, go ahead and just throw the upgraded one in there when I have the money to do it and take out something else? Do you want to do the translate the archaic glyphs side quest? Translate the archaic glyphs. Is that... So, I have... For some reason, I thought I already had that in there. Yeah. You can skip to the... Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I kind of want to do... It sounds fun. Like, it kind of sounds fun, right? The archaic glyphs. I do think that sounds like a good time. Art student is another nice ally. Testless clues are welcome. What is art student? Ooh, yeah, art student's pretty good. Art student's nice. Let me see. I thought I had the... Maybe I didn't. For some reason I could have swore I put that in there. Not quite sure where the other copy is. I'll find it later. Alrighty, so let's take a look at this. So we've got 2, or do we have 2? Do we want 2 archaic glyphs in there? I assume, why not, right? Or just 1? Do we just run 1 archaic glyphs? Got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. I don't know if we need anatomical diagrams. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab art student. Any neutral cards that we need to be? Oh, and what is Harvey's? Oh, I think Harvey only can have. Yeah, he can only have secret cards. Never mind. The problem with anatomical diagram is you can't use them on elite enemies, which are exactly the enemies you would want to use. Yeah. Anatomical diagram. Yeah, that's fair. We can. Oh, you know what? I probably put it in here. That's where I put it. Yeah, there's archaic glyphs. And like I feel like Mark can probably handle the enemies pretty well without needing a seeker to back him up on it. Mark can handle his business, yeah. Another odd question. Mark has 3 foot. Should we offer him the evade option? Do we want to just fight all the time? It's a good question. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Mark can always take damage to get 5 foot in a pinch. Oh, with Sophie? Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. That's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So that's 26 cards. Okay. And so do we like running multiple copies of Archaic Glyphs, or do we just want to run one of these? And I do kind of like Charles Ross. So the other thing, sorry, I'm kind of all over the place, is if we have Charles, then having a lot of money is not a bad thing. Then we can focus more on having, always run magnifying glass. Yes, 2 glyphs makes sense. Sweet. Charles, if we can be a little bit overcosted or undercosted on our cost curve if we have Charles, and then we can start, we can spend resources to pay for items from Mark if we wanted to do that. But yeah, mag glass needs to get in here. It leans into a world unseen, can reveal things you wish it hadn't. That's fun. Didn't see, but did you add deduction yet? I think I did. Hold on, let me double check that. Yeah, deduction. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so we have one more spot. Or we have one more spot for a double. That could be... I think I do like... Do we like Charles or higher education? I think one of these two probably makes it into the deck. Maybe I kind of like the synergy that the... Well, okay, I guess if we're not running Charles, we could probably drop burning the midnight oil. Right? Because we're pretty low. I mean, like our cost curve is pretty low here. We don't have anything over 2. You agree on the Charles Ross synergy with Mark. Okay, let's do it. Let's have fun. Let's do it. Charles Ross synergy with Mark. Let's go. It'll be fun, if nothing else, right? Oh, I'm so excited. Deck building for Arkham feels like such a high risk situation because you're gonna be hanging out with this deck for a while. Is this an asset? I'm gonna throw this here. Yeah. Okay, so Charles, Burning Midnight Oil, Magnifying Glass, Archaic Glyphs for the side quest, Logical Reasoning, Shortcut, Art Student, Working a Hunch, Medical Student, Cryptic Writings, Laboratory Assistant, Eureka, Deduction, Guts, and Perception. I feel like that's a solid spread of cards right there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So we're missing a couple of doubles, but I'll find those later. Cool. Well, that's exciting. Do we want to go ahead and no? We'll build Mark's deck before we draw the curse or the weakness for Harvey. Alrighty. So let's see what Mark has. So I think Mark, we don't necessarily need to focus on Clue. He needs to protect Harvey. So we need to find things that are going to help him protect Harvey. We definitely need let's take a look at our neutral cards. Yeah. There we go. Is Emergency Cash a card that goes in a lot of decks? I'm not sure. Definitely want Overpower though, right? He needs to protect Harvey and not die. Those are two very good goals. Overpower. Yeah, I feel like Overpower makes sense. Let's Emergency Cash is a stable card until your collection gets bigger. Do we need to? I don't think we need it in Harvey's deck because we do have a lot of money already in Harvey's deck. Do we want to run it in Mark's deck? I guess we can also look at what his cost curve looks like. There's such thing as having too inexpensive of a deck, but I'll wait for the Arkham DB deck list. Overpower, Vicious Blow, Guts, all good skills. Good to know. Mark should grab Emergency. Okay. Clean them out is another possible option. Overpower. I need a Guts. Need a Guts. Where are my Guts? Is Unexpected Courage something that you put in a lot of your decks? Or is that not something you run a lot of? Alrighty. Overpower, Vicious Blow. Those are blues. Vicious Blow. Oh, wait, what's Overpower? Oh, yeah. Oh, duh. This skill test successful. Ooh, yeah, definitely. Vicious blow. We like damage. I used to throw it in most decks. Overpower is neutral. Yep. Thank you. Do we want a unexpected courage in Mark? You have a smaller card pool, so E-Cash and unexpected courage are staples in your decks. Let's look at our weapons, right? We can pay for item assets. So let's figure out what weapons we want to be running. And also just like what kind of weapons we want to be running, right? So we got the machete, +1 fight for this attack. The attacked enemy is the only enemy engaged with you. This attack deals +1 damage. 45 automatic. Actually, let me grab my blue cards. We got some new ones. I feel like True Grit probably makes it into this deck. Machete, 45 and 32 Colt are all good weapons. I've never played a Guardian before. When you're looking at the weapons, do you run multiple like weapons and just hope that you draw one? So like, would you run all 3 of those, or would you run 2 of those? Like if you're running 2 of them, it's 10% of your deck, right? Or it's a little bit over 10% of your deck. So like, do you just hope that you draw those soon? Weapons are kind of vital for fighting Guardians, which is most true. Yeah. So make sure that you can get them. So 45, you get +1 fight, +1 damage. I mean, that seems really solid. Comes in with 4 ammo as well. Usually run 4 to 5 weapons as a Guardian. Sweet. Okay. Is that been like 8 to 10 cards, or is that 4 to 5 cards? 4 to 5 weapons and 1 to 2 cards to find. Well, there you go. Okay. Well, we got consensus. You can also take prepared for the worst to search for weapons. Okay, cool. Okay, sweet. 2 prepared for the worst as a weapon tutor. Oh man, I love the consensus that we have in the chat. I love it. So prepared for the worst. Search the top 9 cards of your deck for a weapon asset and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. Alrighty, let's do it. I do like if you have a lot of card draw with Mark plus Harvey, so finding them should not be a problem. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. I'm gonna put it over here as a just in case. Then we like True Grit in there, right? True Grit may be assigned damage dealt to other investigators at your location, and then after it's placed on, you get to draw a card. I feel like that has some pretty sweet synergy. I'm like super excited for this combo. I think this is gonna be a really fun combo of investigators to run, just with like how much card draw we got. Now, can we do anything with the cards? That'll be another question. But what I do like, now I'm just kind of like running through the implications of it, because now we have a lot of cards with like skills on it, right? So we can do that. True Grit is super good with Harvey's weaknesses. Oh, nice. Yeah. Do you think Harvey can find clues fast enough in a 2-player setting? If not, Mark can help a bit with evidence. I feel like evidence, I mean, like, I don't see why it would be bad to have Mark have some clue finding built in. Let me get my weapons first, because I feel like we need that. Okay, so sledgehammer, nah. Trench knife, nah. 32 Colt. We said, what did we say? We like machete 45 and 32. I feel like 32 is definitely a good one, and 45 is definitely a good one. Dual wield all of these bad boys. Get a blue sticker. So when you're running these weapons, do you run 2 copies of 4 or 5 weapons? So you're running 8 weapons, or 8 to 10 weapons? Or are you running 4 to 5 weapons in your deck? I'm guessing it may be nice to run that many. 4 to 5 cards. Okay, that makes sense. Well, if you've never played Guardians, you have to try Machete. That's the standard for a good weapon. Alrighty, I like it. Do you diversify when you're running these? So, like, do you run like 32, 2 copies of 32, 2 copies of 45, and then 1 copy of Machete or something in that realm? I guess if we had to, probably, if I had to choose, I'd probably only run 1 copy of 32. I'm just gonna turn that upside down just because there's only gonna be 1 of those. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 cards. And what is he? He is level 0 to 5 tactic cards. Our tactic cards level 0. So, do we have any other fun tactic cards? Cunning Distraction. It's a very expensive card. Don't like that. Elusive. Elusive is good, but try not to abandon Harvey when using that. Yeah, because we don't want Maddie to throw his TV out the window. Is Elusive a... I'm gonna do like evidence. Where's Elusive? Rogue event, sweet. Okay. Pull that out. Do we like emergency aid? 2 damage from the Investigator. Well, I don't know about damage, but we said that, you know, he needs to stay alive. So we didn't necessarily like our first aid, right? Disengage from each enemy engaged with you and move to a revealed location with no enemies. Be hilarious. Just bye, Harvey. Just just yeet out there. That's hilarious. Oh, that's great. That's great. That'd be so funny. Good luck. That's what you run. You run Elusive then Dynamite. So you leave and toss. Is it possible to shift over medical student to Mark instead? Let me grab emergency aid. Oops. Good luck. Good luck, Harvey. It was fantastic knowing you. You could also shift shortcut to Mark. Ooh. Let's just miss it. Shortcut. I feel like shortcut works better in Mark's deck because Harvey's gonna have so much money. Mark should get safeguard from the Nathaniel Cho starter deck, can follow around Harvey without taking an action. Cool. So safeguard. After another investigator moves from your location to a connecting location, exhaust state. Ooh, yeah. I like that. That's fun. That seems solid. I kind of like painkillers and smoking pipe in this deck. Ooh. Are those neutrals? We also need an ally like Beat Cop or Gretty. I think I like Beat Cop a little bit more. Do you have a preference? I think Beat Cop feels pretty good. I think if we were running a non-seeker, maybe Gretty, but Beat Cop feels. You said painkillers and smoking pipe. Upgraded Beat Cop is very good for Mark. Okay, good to know. So do we skip the original and wait, or do we just upgrade from the... Yeah. Upgraded Beat Cop is very good for Mark. Wow, that's awesome. Inspiring Presence is a good skill. Diamond's Edge mentioned earlier already. Still include the original. However, Inspiring Presence, if you're running Beat Cop, Inspiring also nice for Gretty too. Okay, so Inspiring Presence is a skill. Ready an ally asset at your location. Heal 1 damage roll. Ooh, that is nice. Socratic is living in my head rent-free today. I love it. Yeah, that's good. Great minds. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, so this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 4, 6, 7. And we were looking at painkillers and pipe. Smoking pipe, so uses 3 supplies, spin 1 supply, exhaust smoking pipe, take 1 damage and heal 1 horror. Okay. Spend both of those are pretty good. I feel like smoking pipe probably better, right? I don't know how much horror we want to be taking. Maybe just 1 of each? Okay, yeah, that works. Yeah. What about we just run sled dogs? That's a joke. But sled dogs are cool. How about some fine clothes? That does sound nice for Mark. I feel like I needed to be looking at more cards that put damage on those cards. Name's Bond. James Bond. Are you Bryn from playing board games? Nope. Looking for some painkiller. Bryn loves playing painkiller. Okay, so if we're looking at this, got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. We have 29 cards. Find Clothes is a hilarious card. It really is. Okay, so we have one spot left. We have one spot left. We were thinking about evidence. We were thinking about prepared for the worst. We were thinking about swapping in Shortcut from Harvey's deck. And we were also thinking about swapping in Med Student from Harvey's deck. So I'm looking at this. How gives Mark something to do while I have to fight parlay? Yeah. Do we like elusive? He can always just get a resource in his spare turn. Elusive can be cut or be a one of. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. Let's if we make it a one of, we have a spot for 2 cards. Or like a 1 card that is probably going to be 2. 2 of. If we do that, do we like prepared for the worst? We could run do we like running a 1 of prepared for the worst? Like we do have like a lot of card draw, and we can focus on Mark having that card draw at the beginning of the game until we get the needed weapons out onto the table. And then we can work on boosting up Harvey. You meant to progress the game. Gives Mark something to do while he doesn't have to. How many parlay actions are there? Like, I guess. Quite a few in some scenarios. That makes sense, skipping prepared, considering our card draw. Okay. Yeah, let's open that up. Let's cut. Do we want to run? It's still a 1/1 soak, worst case. That's true. That's true. Do we want to run 2 of those, or do we want to run 1 of those? Find Clothes. My guess is that if it's a cheap card, and it will replenish itself, right? Because you'll put damage on it. So if we're running that as a 2 of, that's our deck. I think, right? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Right, because it will draw, and then with Harvey you can turbo that and go with 2. So that's not an awful idea. To run that as a 2 of. The card art for Fine Clothes feels kind of creepy. Am I the only one thinking that? No, it very much does. Very much does. Like it is kind of creepy. Or I mean, like, I feel like Evidence probably is not a bad card here either. But is Harvey going to be getting enough clues for us? Ooh, true. It can be a... What about Taunt? Ooh, what is Taunt? I think Taunt is the one where you can engage, right? Engage any number of enemies at your location. Taunt isn't bad. We'll save an action. Also, we can get it away from Harvey, right? Like, is that how that works? Is if Harvey is engaged with somebody, you can use Taunt to grab the enemy. Oh, yeah, just to pull enemies off Harvey, just in case he draws one. Yeah. Because the goal for Mark here is to not let Harvey die. That means more actions to punch shoot because it's fast. That's true. I do like Taunt isn't bad. Yeah, I do like having more actions to punch. That's always fun. 2, 4. Mark is 30. Yeah. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. I take let me handle this rather. Fast. Play after another investigator draws a non-peril encounter card, but before resolving that card's effects. That, yeah. I think I like that. I think I do like that a little bit more because that also allows you to flex into. It just allows a little bit of additional flexibility. Yeah, it's more versatile. Yeah. Yeah, and it costs 0. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so if we're running this, we need to cut 1. Where'd my B cop go? There it is. We need to cut one card, which may be the the painkillers. Don't know if there's something in Carcosa though. Gotcha. Okay. We go stand together and just double down on this whole resource thing. Painkillers can move horror to beat. Oh, it can. Oh, that's not a direct horror. It's not a direct horror. Okay, okay. I'm following. For some reason, I thought Mark had to take it. Okay, cool. Oh wait, I have guts in here twice. So that changes math. That changes math a lot. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. We need one more card. We could run 1 evidence. There aren't any like. We could change find clothes to a 2 of. Oh, it already is a 2 of. Never mind. We could. I don't want to prepare. Maybe we could go 1 of evidence. Another ally. My allies are pretty limited out here. We could split up the med students. So we could go like, right? I mean, I think we can do that, right? So we could go like 1 med student in Harvey and 1 med student in Mark, and then that opens up another spot in Harvey's deck as well, which could be something we could do. And if we did that, I'm not quite sure what that would look like in Harvey's, but I'm just trying to throw out all the possible options. We're running higher education here. Okay, so what if we took out one of these med students from Harvey, throw it into Mark, and then run higher education, 1x higher education in Harvey. B Cop is kind of meant to die. That is true. He is kind of meant to die. And we have 1, or we have 2. We have 2 allies. That sounds good. I do like that. Okay, so cool. Let's do that. Let's take med student. This will be a 1 of in Mark and 1 of in Harvey, and then we will run higher education. Yeah, that sounds good. I don't know where I put higher education. I think I have one. Alrighty, let's pull this out. Wherever it shall be, right there. Alrighty, let's take a look at the final products, and then I will throw them up on Arkham DB, toss them in the Discord so everyone can take a look at them. Oh, and we also need to draw our weaknesses. So this is starting out in play. Sophie. We have Say Your Prayers. Oh wait, were we gonna run Say Your Prayers? Oh my goodness. Please, 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 no overzealous. Yeah, right. So this is our deck right now. So we have 1 copy of Medical Student, 2 Let Me Handle This, 2 Find Clothes, 1 Machete, 2 Overpower, 2 Emergency Cash, 2 Guts, 2 Vicious Blows, 2 True Grits, 2 32 Colts, 2 45 Automatics, 2 Emergency Aids, 2 Safeguards. Do we need 2 safeguards? We may be able to drop that down to 1. 2 beat cops, 2 inspiring presences, 1 painkillers, and 1 smoking pipe. Safeguard can be a one of. Kind of was. What about True Grit? Do we want? I feel like True Grit would be. Nah, I feel like I want that to cycle though. So Safeguard is a one of. Then we can go Say Your Prayers. Do we like Say Your Prayers in there? Use up all those things. Also, Say Your Prayers synergizes pretty well with Let Me Handle This. Right? So if you have a Let Me Handle This, you pull something that is going to be like an absurd brain test, you can pull it away from Harvey and handle it with Mark. Say Your Prayers at that point is just like a +3 because Mark is a 4. So, yeah, let's try it. Let's try it. That's a one of. Okay, so here we go. We'll pull the weakness for Mark. This is so nerve-wracking. So we got all of these weaknesses. No overzealous. Oof. What's the best one to pull, I guess? Would be a really good one to pull. There it is, right there. Paranoia. Discard all of your resources. An enemy, probably. Yeah. Paranoia, I don't think is horrible. It's not good. But we do have ways to pay for all of the items with Harvey. Although Beat Cop's pretty expensive, so I don't think Paranoia is good, but like we would not want Harvey to draw Paranoia. Speaking of, let's take a look at Harvey. So Harvey's deck is Charles Dross, Burning the Midnight Oil, Magnifying Glass, Archaic Glyphs, Logical Reasoning, Art Student, Working a Hunch, One Med Student. Could have been worse. Good. Good. Cryptic Writing, Laboratory Assistant, Eureka, Deduction, Guts, Perception, Shortcut, and a Higher Education. And let's see what we got. Shuffle all of these up. What's the worst one that we can draw for Harvey? Discard all the cards in your hand. I don't even know if there is one like that. No pressure. No pressure. This is always so terrifying. Alrighty, let's go with this guy. That's our card. Still overzealous. And we've got oh gosh. Oh no, I have to learn how to spell that or say that. Revelation, put this into play in your threat area. After you fail a skill test, take 1 horror, 2 action to discard this card. Not horrible. Especially because he has 8 horror. I don't think that's bad at all. I mean, like, all weaknesses are bad, but I feel like that's not a bad pull for Harvey. Just don't fail. Easy. Yeah, right. I mean, like, this game is so easy. Just never fail and you'll be good. I don't understand why so many people complain about it. Excellent. Well, thank you all for hanging out. I'm going to throw these up on Marvel CDB. We'll take a look at them. We may make a couple adjustments when we get all of the tools that are not Marvel CDB, Arkham DB. Once we kind of see all the cost curves and all the tools that they have. Weird question, but if Nelson buys upgraded higher education, but he still has 2 copies of the level 0 version, does he need to replace 1 level 0 higher education? You can put another level 0 in for free in that case. Oh, interesting. Okay. Higher education, but he still has 2 copies of the level 0 version. Does he need to replace? assuming he doesn't have remaining XP, right? Just go through here. We're going to be running one of this. Well, sure. Cool. Because normally replacing a level 0 card with another level 0 card costs 1 XP. Not if you go under your deck limit. Okay. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Excellent. Alrighty, so I'll throw this up. Get those posted, get everything ready. We are going to be back. We're going to be playing Lord of the Rings on Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's our next stream. Then on Wednesday at 9 a.m., I'm sorry, we'll be playing some Marvel Champions. We're going to be continuing on in the Galaxy's Most Wanted. And then at 8 p.m., we have the 4-player team up where we're running 4 of the Web Warriors with 3 other the content creators. We got Decry, oh my goodness, Maurice and D20 and myself are all running. We're going to be doing a 4-player stream, so I'm really excited about that. And then on Friday afternoon, at the same time as we did this at 1 p.m., we will be taking on the first scenario of the Carcosa campaign. Maddie has to take a long walk home. Trains are off today because of strikes. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, hopefully it's refreshing and not raining. But thank you all so very much for hanging out. Had an absolute blast. I always enjoy these deck building and unboxing streams. Thanks for hanging out, and we will talk soon. Peace.